Alright guys, so I came upon this article. It's in one of the British papers. I'll link it. But it's a perfect article to illustrate a lot of things. And so I wanted to sort of dissect this and discuss it. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this guy McGrahy, who was permitted to leave Scotland under some obvious political finagling. The wave of news comes so fast, I don't even know if you guys remember this, but the guy was the Lockerbie bomber. You know, he killed, murdered. Okay, so the cancer expert who apparently testified that this guy would die within 3 months of being released from prison, now this guy comes out and says he was wrong, and he admits that the guy's likely to live for at least 10 years, maybe even decades, of good health, free, living high on the hog like a rock star in Libya. So this doctor now faces calls to apologize to the families of the victims for contributing to the release of this mass murdering thug. But this is the real part I want you to focus on. The Scottish government claims that there was, quote, a firm consensus among medical experts that he would die within 12 weeks. Let me repeat that. A firm consensus. Where else have we been hearing that for the last 10 years? I'm wondering. I wish I had a little Jeopardy song playing right now. Where else have we heard this firm consensus among experts? Could it be man-made global warming causes Earth-ending catastrophe? Yep, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think there's an expert consensus here that that's it. These cats in the story couldn't predict one man's cancerous demise. The weatherman can't predict tomorrow correctly, and we're supposed to alter the financial fate of the free world based on this computer model nonsense, riddled with politics. Leaving aside the fact that this nonsense has been thoroughly debunked, thoroughly discredited. We have all kinds of hacked emails, all kinds of fabricated science, all kinds of political payoffs. Do you realize that these scientists who peddle this nonsense for political reasons are paid billions of dollars? It's hysterical actually, because this global warming industry, this sort of Al Gore green gone wild industry, they're always accusing any opposition, any intellectual opposition, no matter how honest, they're always accusing it of being paid off by big oil. But every time they run the numbers, turns out nobody's getting paid off by big oil. But you know what is happening? These guys are all lining their pockets. Follow the money and you're going to find all kinds of exaggerated statistics, all kind of truth left like roadkill on the side of the road, because these people don't care about truth. They care about moving forward their agenda. So the point of all this is every time you hear this bully term, scientific consensus, I want you to step back and think about this. When somebody says they have a scientific consensus on gravity, well, we've had that scientific consensus for centuries, right? That's solidified. But see, what these people do is they borrow from that. When you hear scientific consensus about something new, say global warming, or say some political issue, or some hack spouting on about some study he has, what they're attempting to do by saying this to you is bully you. What do you know? There's scientific consensus. Well, there may be, there may not be. That scientific consensus in modern day times very well might have been bought. I'm aware that there are people out there, true believers, diehards, that really think plant food is killing the planet. I am aware of this. There are people who genuinely believe this nonsense. But let me offer you another suggestion. Most of the scientists prattling on about that have been bought. Billions of dollars are given to those who rubber stamp this for political reasons, to exaggerate problems, to move forward political ideas. And furthermore, here's another thought. All my life, the people who have been the strongest advocates for separation of church and state have always offered as their reason something that goes like this. The reason that government should be free from every remnant that is religious is to protect religion, right? We've all heard this. It's not good for religion, right? That's what we've heard. So here's the question. If we take them on their word and we assume that government is corrupted by religion and religion is corrupted by government, why aren't other things corrupted by government? And why does government not harm science? Why does government not harm the arts? You don't hear these arguments, strangely enough. They do harm the arts. They do harm science. Scientific experts and their consensus, that was taken a lot more seriously before we all knew, we all became very painfully aware that government poisons the well of science. Left-wing political hacks have long since planted a seed right in the dark earth of science, and that's why their credibility is going down the tubes, and this is a bad thing for everybody. Science needs to remain credible. But they're not credible because they're perverted with politics. They're perverted with government. Look, sometimes there's exceptions. Sometimes government can get involved in things and do good. This is true. To believe otherwise is to be an anarchist, which I am not. But what I'm telling you is whenever government is involved, people go where the money is. And science is supposed to go where the truth is. See, the atheist and the liberal and these people are just going to talk all the time about the authority of science, end all truth as soon as you raise the term. But that only applies when it's not corrupted. The reason that they raise this institution above all else is because they've corrupted it, because they have their foot on its neck. And you know what? We're all going to pay the price for that. Because money is not the motivation for science. The pursuit of truth is, you don't need degrees from Harvard to know that. You need common sense. You need to lick your finger, stick it up in the political wind to realize that. And yes, they're going to try to alter the entire fiscal future of the free world over CO2, the stuff that comes out of your lungs, carbon taxed into oblivion, because science has been perverted by government. Sorry to tell you that. That's a fact. Take it to the bank.